welcome back everyone to game 2 of an exciting series between Ryders and this team. Our other caster, Animosity, had some problems with his power. I'm assuming
yes, it was an outage.
his cable company just filed for bankruptcy, so that kind of sucks for him. So joining us today will be Sunny, the man behind the scenes. He'll be your play-by-caster today, so yeah.
I am absolutely terrified for this. I'm going to do my absolute best. This is my very first time casting. I'm usually just running everything behind the scenes, so this is a very different scene for me. But I'm glad to be here, and excited to watch this game between the Chicken Riders and this team.
So we have a level 1 invade that's not quite gonna work out for either team. I mean, they were able to get a nice ward down, so, but no sums blown, no buff stolen, so everything is still pretty neutral, both teams. So both junglers will be starting blue buff, which is very interesting, as they'll be passing to the opposite side of the map. Olaf has that ward on the red buff, so he might like to invade. So we'll see how that turns out if that's what he was going for. Well, Zen does have Ignite, so maybe the 1v1 won't be so favorite as he's able to cut down that low health lifesteal that Olaf has if they meet in the jungle for a 1v1.
It's kind of an interesting choice to go the Ignite instead of the Flash. That I don't know. I've never seen that, but it might be a thing on Xinjiao.
I can see why you would take it, especially into someone like Olaf. But honestly, I've never seen it, but I'm sure it's a thing, and I can see the reason behind it, so it's not too crazy. But looking at runes, everything seems to be pretty normal. Yeah, so let's go for the fleet against the Fizz, so a bit more sustain there, a bit less healing. Very reasonable here, and everything else looks normal.
There's a lot of trading. Dragon Rider is chunked down pretty low, but he's able to kind of come back and still do his farm. Doesn't need to back quite yet.
Completely agree. That level 2 power spike going with the EQ auto attack combo. Really working out for the Nutcase here. And the Olaf will be grabbing the Krugs here after the red buff, so he will get the Krugs, but will he get found? And it looks like the answer is no, as Zen will not check those Krugs, and they'll just simply be a 2-buff take for Zen, or for Olaf. Olaf will go into the river, he doesn't know Zen's here. Now they see each other. Zen's level 2 to Olaf's level 3, the Ignite's gonna come down, and he's forced to flash here. The Zen does not have flash, but both mid laners are rotating. The Fizz is gonna get there first. Let's be a kill. Let's say it will be first blood going to the Zen. So again, pretty powerful Ignite, really paying off there, I think, in my opinion. I mean, I don't think they needed it necessarily if Fizz were to get over, and which he did. Oh, as the taunt comes down to the Malphite here, most of auto attacks landing. That's a flash auto.
There's a lot of trading going around. That's 2 kills already. That might be a third, depending if Cage Reaper can actually get the baby. But baby and his quick feet. Wait, that wasn't baby. Was it baby? It was baby.
Yeah, so going for a cheeky recall here. Will he get found? He will get found.
Oh, that was so close.
That was insane. No, I mean, those were one of a lifetime plays. Not really, but they were sick, and they would pull it off.
Even despite the Dragon Rider dying to the Nutcase in the first few minutes, he's still ahead in farm, just slightly.
Yeah, but the wave's gonna crash, so he's gonna get those farm back pretty easily here. Both top laners are pretty low, but neither jungler is opposite of the map, so I doubt a kill will be happening anytime soon, unless some crazy tower dive shenanigans does happen here. And as we can see, they're pretty much doing vertical jungling, although no camps are being taken, but they're basically in this jungle always.
Oh no! Dragon Rider almost goes for the dive and continues chunking out Nutcase, but doesn't quite get the kill yet. He wants it though. You can see it. He's hunting for it.
Yeah, he's going for it. I mean, his Olaf is tops of the comment. He's not able to do it. In that case, will survive with a tiny amount of HP. Although, will he flash for it? He flashes for it! That was...
He is hungry for that kill. He really wants the Shen. Probably to get back a couple levels on advantage.
Yeah, so Shen will miss a bit of okay, the Shen's gonna stay. Very interesting here. I mean, it's just... What's happening? Top lane. I mean, he's so...
The Shen
he
is
wants that
playing
so bad.
a game of chicken with the top lane of the Chicken Riders. That is what is happening right now. And right now, I'm not sure who's winning.
Yeah, oh, the Shen's gonna come down. He's level 6 though, the W.
Oh no, there's another case going on to the... Another kill going on to the nutcase.
This is why you don't stay for kills. And he's gonna get punished for his overstay. Which is really unfortunate for the Chicken Riders, but I mean... For this
Olaf
team...
is coming down for what looks to be a gank. Let's see if they can get that off. The Olaf has...
Damn, the Shin ult. I originally thought the was gonna die and that the Shin ult's the wrong person, but apparently not. They were just too good. They would calculate the damage and turn a 3v2 into a 3v3, where nothing happens. Although the Fizz coming onto the Olaf here, the Shark will land at max range. That's a pretty big Shark, and that's a pretty dead Olaf. As Cage Reaper grabs another kill, or the first kill.
Playing into Fizz on its own is really scary, but playing into Fizz when you're a level 2 levels behind is even more scary.
I mean, that Shark makes sure that he doesn't live, he doesn't get to see the light of day for 20 seconds. As teleport coming down from the nutcase here, trading happening near the Raptors camp. No kills will go down just yet. So this team does start the Ocean Dragon here. Unless they'll be able to take it without much contest from the Chicken Riders. So, I mean, they're in a pretty good position. 0-4, they're about 1,000 gold, 900 lead, 1,000 now. Pretty comfortable position for them. And, yeah.
There's Reaper going in again with another trade onto Baby.
He's able to proc that electric consistently, but he is down on EXP here. He's level 7, so he's about 2 waves up on EXP Yasuo because of the roam by Fizz. So we'll see how that plays into their 1v1 matchup later down the line. But I mean, Reaper is up a kill, so always have to take that into consideration.
Even though he's down in CS, he did get the kill, so...
And it was big, but I mean, the CS differential is also decently sized, and I feel like they're about equal as the Shin goes on for another comp onto the Malphite. Simply out. Actually, it was pretty even, actually. The trade was honestly not too bad for the Dragon Rider here. As the trade will listen continue. Not for much longer, though, and everything will be peaceful again. Look at the map state here. Both sides, I mean, no one has exceeding control over one side of the map or the other. No real objectives are up except for the Rift Herald. So that might be a point of contest for both teams, as I think both teams will be pathing towards that top side with Olaf already being on the top side. But I think Zinza will also path towards that top side in the upcoming minutes. I mean, he's already doing it, so yeah, he's pathing towards the top side. And we look at farther, we look at the spot lane here, and I really think that Caitlyn and Lux, they really need to kind of make something happen out of this lane, in my opinion. Just because their team are not doing super well, and I feel like Caitlyn and Lux is such a threatening lane. Hopefully, they are able to at least try to go for the next dragon. The first dragon was unfortunate circumstances, but hopefully the second dragon they're able to kind of use their lane priority to grab something for them and their team.
Jin Zhao looks like he's pathing towards the Herald right now, so he might be trying to go for that while the Olaf is down in the bot side jungle. So we'll see if they get that picked up. Got some more trading going down on the bot lane. Some pretty heavy damage onto Aoka.
Yeah, it's not... Just because he doesn't have 3 items doesn't mean he doesn't do damage, especially with the Lulu. The auto attacks hurt, and they will continue to hurt for the foreseeable future. Cage Reaper is going to grab the risky pink ward here, Q's through the Yasuo, but Yasuo does have his Tornado available. Not quite able to cast it in time, but gets another one. And the Tiny Shark will land onto the Yasuo. Exhaust coming down.
That might just be a dead Cage Reaper, because we've got four in the jungle teaming up on them. And Cage Reaper
And
will
Cage
be
Reaper
slain
will
to
be
the
taken
chicken
down.
sandwich. Oh, the Dragon Rider gets killed by the tower, giving that kill over to the Nutcase again.
Yeah, so I think what happened top lane is the Shin tried to ult, the Malphite also had the Shin to make sure the Shin couldn't ult. The Malphite tried to chase for the Shin kill, tried to go for the tower dive, but was unable to do so, and in that case, pulls off another outplay, grabbing the Dragon Rider by the Dragon neck and smack him into pieces as they take a pretty solid lead in the top lane. The Shin 3-0, pretty good. I mean, for the Shin, I'd be pretty happy.
They are still
Olaf
even in
coming down for a
CS.
bot lane gank.
But Captain
No,
Snake
Ragnarok has a
just
flash
barely
from the top
managed to get away.
And that flash was what? So close. That was like perfectly timed. Although, I mean, if it's earlier, it's also good. But that was like the millisecond before the stun lands or the root lands, light binding lands. He gets the flash away. The ult from Lulu was not quite needed, but okay, reassurance is, I guess, not too bad. And honestly, plays are not really working out for the side of the Chicken Riders here. Multiple top attempts have been denied by the Shin, and they're really unable to make anything happen in the bot lane. But again, it's the early game. Anything can still happen as a wonderful, nice light binding will land. But we have seen this before. The Shin trading onto the Malphite here. Not going to be able to get anything done as they're both tanks, but the Zinzao will also not get anything done by being top lane.
Malphite's
Although maybe we
might not be up in time for this gank if that continues to happen as well.
I completely agree with you. And the mid-game match, honestly, Extra seems to have pretty good priority. He's up 33 CS onto the Fizz. So that means if we subtract 15 for the kill, he's still up okay. The ultimate coming down.
Maybe might be in trouble as 3 collapse onto him. Monte Carlo being tanked by the tower.
Oh, he doesn't have ult.
Oh no.
He doesn't have ult. That was such
So the 3 of them survived, but maybe tank down pretty low. He might have to back off because they're still posturing around this mid lane, trying to see if they can get anything done onto Baby.
Yeah, looks like they're unable to. I mean, Baby has been great at just kind of not dying in the early game and getting him to be that monster in team fights that he has always been, going for those 1v5 dive the back on plays that I'm sure he will be doing this time as well, along with the Dragon Rider.
Good dodge away from that ability from the Cage Reaper.
And what happened here is the Malphite is able to neutralize, to a large extent, the gold lead here, accumulated by the Nutcase by grabbing 4 kills. The trade's gonna come down here. The Dragon Rider, again, unable to fight the Nutcase, especially with an item and level disadvantage. There's no way he can fight him, and he will not. But what will happen is the Dragon looks like to be going into the hands of Lightning 13Z, and thus the team of the Dragon Riders, the Chicken Riders. Yeah, I'm
just kind of snuck that dragon away.
That dragon is dominating the chicken here, or name-wise, as I'm saying dragon 8 times every time I say their team name.
They've had a really good dragon control for the majority of the games that they've played. The Chicken Riders are really good at getting those early dragons, and getting soul point as well. So being able to sneak away that dragon from this team just kind of puts another point in their knocker about that dragon.
Absolutely. The first game, I feel like the dragon largely contributed to their success in the mid-lane team fights. I feel like this game, that might be a factor as well. But again, we're too early, or it's too early to tell from that, or so far. And the game's still pretty even. They're up 200 gold, or the Chicken Riders are up 200 gold, so nothing too big here. Light Binding will miss onto Zin's out here, but the damage from Caitlyn is not to be underestimated. Shinnot will come through.
And the bot lane for the Chicken Riders might be in danger here as 5 members collapse onto this bot lane. Mr. Chicken Sandwich goes down and Aoka's kind of left alone to defend against the other 5 members.
Yeah, he's gonna be dope here, and I don't see him living. I
Shen's
see a dead
just waiting
Lux.
for the Lux.
Yeah, I really do see a dead Lux here. They treated the mid tower for it, maybe the top tower, but the Lux is probably going to die here. I don't see him surviving this, and it looks like he will not be able to survive it. It's not case. Gets the taunt and picks up the kill.
Fortunately, Aoka is taken out, and she will have that gray screen. But the Caitlyn is back up, so I don't think they're going to be able to defend the tower, but they might be able to just get some farm back from this.
And Vape's absolutely crushing it in the mid lane here. He was 2 levels up just a few seconds ago, and he really took that tower in its entirety pretty much throughout the course of the game. And really,
The turret has been dropped in the top lane. They're definitely going to get the second tier tower up on this top lane, which is a good trade-off considering that this team got that bot lane tower.
And they got first tower, and
Nutcase jumps in.
Looking for a third one. The Nutcase going in. Talk about damage with the ultimate. The wombo combo does land, but looks like it will it be enough? As Baby gets chunked, and so does the Dragon Rider. The Olaf in the middle of 3 members is not quite able to do anything here. As the Ragnarok will end, and he will fall. As this is certainly a will try to, but the Fizz flash.
No, the Fizz ultimate. Baby, can he escape? Fizz is hunting. He won't be able to find the Yasuo. I thought that was a Silas for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen way too many Silases. As Baby Silas, again, world famous. This was in this division, so that's kind of oxymoron. World famous division. Whatever, it's world famous. He will be debuting that in his LCS debut. Wait, no, that's too bad of a league. It's a good league. The LPL. He's actually mid laner for Top Esports. Knight is, been underperforming lately. Top Esports are trying to replace him, and a golden mid laner or a plat mid laner will certainly do the trick, I think. And yeah. I mean, he's had some amazing performances throughout the entire series. I mean, the entire team of Chicken has been really solid through the entire season so far, and looking to basically secure themselves first or second, basically guaranteed into the playoffs. This is their 4th set, so they look dominating. They really do, and I feel like they're going to be playoff contenders. I mean, they're definitely going to go into the playoffs. And they might look for the W. But I mean, you look at the kill score, but then you look at the gold. It's
they've done really well at keeping it completely even. Like, it is dead even in terms of gold. And also the Chicken Riders have 3 towers on their side while this team has 1. So this team definitely has more kill pressure, but the Chicken Riders aren't out of the game yet.
No, they're definitely, and I feel like they're actually in a pretty good position. I mean, they're not in a great position, but they're in a pretty good position to just take over this game. And also, you think about this, like, if you're Shen, you're 5-0, you feel really strong. What you don't know is that the goal is pretty much even, and now there's a big bounty on your head, so there's a good chance that he'll just go for a play that's maybe not so favorable. I'm not saying he will make that mistake, but a decent chance that people might, and they will feed that 500 gold shutdown away, which will be super bad considering that the game is even now, and 1,000 gold just out of Chicken Riders will certainly not help this team in any way, shape, or form.
The dragon is about to spawn in about 10 seconds, so it looks like this team is going to put up vision around this. Try and get their second Drake of the game.
And the Shark will not quite be able to find onto the Yasuo here. Baby running away from the Fizz. The slows coming down. And looks like he will be able to survive with a sliver of HP here.
Lightning 13Z is in trouble, though. He's caught in the middle of the 5 of them.
And they just got Malphite ulted. That's just Malphite in a nutshell. They stuck together and
Mr. Chicken Sandwich looks like he's about to pick up this kill, and he does pick up the kill onto the Fizz. In that case, the Captain Snake has gone onto the Dragon Rider and secured that kill as well. Mr. Chicken Sandwich needs to get out of there. He's doing some pretty significant poke damage to this Shen, though.
Yeah, I agree completely.
If Shen's not careful, he might go down as well.
Blue Shield will keep him alive for now, and it's Mountain Soul. That's great for both teams. Again,
Lightning is back up again, so they might be able to test
have really low HP bars here. I don't think they can really do this at all. But he's going in. The Windwall is going to block all of Hogma's damage, and it will simply just be 2 kills. What is that? Oh, 3 kills for the side of the Chicken Riders. Completely blowing the game wide open, in my opinion, with that play. As they're now able to get the Dragon, or not, maybe not wide open, but they're going to be able to get the Dragon. They're going to get a lot of control. And we're nearing that 20-minute mark, so we're looking at those Yasuo 2-item spike. We're looking at Caitlyn 2-item spike. We're looking at multiple items, and this is really, really shines to team fighting.
Baby jumping onto the Monte Carlo after trying to deny him this opportunity to steal the Dragon. And he does manage to do so. And they get the ace onto this team.
And you know, what's important here is Baby got the Q off the Dragon, so 25 gold for Baby. I think that's absolutely crazy, and I think that just with that 25 gold, they're able to win the game. And yeah. So it's game over now. He has 25. I feel like there's nothing to say. I mean, what are you gonna do? That's Gas with 25 gold.
I'm kind of
Yeah,
surprised
sorry,
that they
nothing.
didn't go put the vision around the Baron since the jungler was down. But maybe they're not too focused on that Baron right now. Maybe they're just focused on just kind of closing out this game as much as they can before the other team starts to kind of get back on their feet in terms of items and stuff.
Yeah, and it's only 20 minutes, so death timers were pretty short, and dragon takes are pretty long, considering item-wise. Not really that many items, so they probably say, okay, we could do it, but it'll be a gamble. And, you know, we tried gambling it last game, and we won, but we tried it twice, and both times we failed. But we won the game, so overall result was good. Doing Baron was probably not a good play, so they're not gonna go for the same play that has failed them in the game, and in the last game, and they're gonna go for a bit of more of a chill map control approach, where they slowly take advantage and try to win the game as safe as possible, which personally I like. No, but just saying, don't count the this team out of this yet. There's still 4 kills down. They're only down 1 dragon, and they're only down 1,400 gold. Meaning it's very possible they'll win. As the shark
Cage
connects
Reaper
onto
jumps onto
Lux.
Aoka. Aoka is probably going to be in trouble as the Fizz is desperately trying to take out this Lux. The Lux does manage to get away, and now the other 4 members of this team are collapsing onto Mr. Chicken Sandwich. They take him down, and Caitlyn is out of the fight, and they're now chasing onto Lightning and Aoka.
And they won't be able to get away. Lightning with the flash saving his life, possibly. And that was a good pick by this team. And I feel like with that, I don't think they can do Baron. Okay, they're gonna do.
They might be starting. They're trying.
It's a 4v5. Remember, Malphite does have teleport in just a few seconds here, so this will be really interesting. The Yasuo will get targeted here, combo by 5. Lightbinding hits 2, but the Yasuo will be caught and shut down as the Olaf is forced to run away. And
Run,
I mean,
Lightning, run!
Or maybe 2 kills as down.
Unfortunately, Aoka and the Dragon Rider are forced to turn tail and run as far away from the... Dragon Rider's going back up quite close. I'm not sure about this. He knows that there are 5 members up there, and they've only got 3 on their side. Although they might just be trying to clear
5. Their health bars are low, and there's good potential that they could make a big play here. Fizz will ult and connect onto 2 members of...
Caitlyn is back in the fight.
Malphite damage. It was... This team is fighting in choke points.
And now it's a Cage Reaper's turn to run. Oh, the Caitlyn ultimate just barely...
Yeah, that would have been... What? Possibly one... I mean, I don't know how many pentas happened in the season, but maybe that would have been like the first or the second one. I don't quite know, but I mean, if he just didn't press that E, you know, if only he get DDoS, like...
That was really good reaction time from the Fizz to be able to E out of that ultimate.
And just kind of unfortunate, not able to pick up the penta, but will pick up the Baron. And I feel like this team is making a lot of mistakes by targeting choke points where they know Malphite exists. And even though Yasuo wasn't there, they need to be kind of aware. If Yasuo was there, that would have been an absolute wipeout of a team fight, and it ended up being a wipeout of the team fight anyway. So with Yasuo there, it's going to be completely lights out if they continue to team fight in choke points. He absolutely cannot fight in choke points.
Baby's got to look out. He's got 4 members collapsing onto him. He's got to run.
Does have wind wall there, which will block the shark.
Cage Reaper does jump onto Baby, trying to keep him occupied to the rest of his team, but Baby does manage to get out of there.
And looking at items here, the Caitlyn has that trio of 2 clear items, very powerful. Well, Kirkland hasn't quite completed the rage split just yet, so Caitlyn's gonna be a bit more powerful. There, Yasuo again got that 2 item completion, again ahead of Fizz. So like the key members of the Chicken Riders are ahead. Then compared to the Chicken members, the key members of the Chicken Riders are ahead. Ahead. Compared to the carry members of this team, and I feel like that's gonna be super big coming to this 3rd dragon, which they are trying to secure as it's spawning in 30 seconds.
Especially with the Chicken Sandwich getting that double buff, so he's probably feeling pretty strong right now. He's going to be doing a lot of damage in this next team fight.
Yeah, the Caitlyn's been pretty dominant series, both times first picked, and I don't see it changing as a bait is going to set up here. The Malphite ultimate lands on him, and
set up that death rush, and this team fell for it.
Team fight for not this team, but for the Chicken Riders. So, but against
are still fishing around. But I feel like this dragon is going to go uncontested, especially with the jungler being down. Shenmue is poking up
with
at that
that,
top turret.
they're 4.2k gold ahead. Yeah, 4.2k gold ahead. So they're in a commanding position. A little bit of Baron still left. It will expire soon, so they can't really do anything big with this Baron. What they will be able to do is get a huge goal lead and put themselves on soul point. So in 5 minutes, we will be seeing. I think we'll be seeing hopefully, or in 5 minutes, we will hopefully be seeing an exciting fight around the dragon. The dragon. And personally, I mean, look at Caitlyn versus Kagma. She's an item ahead. Now, yes, you can argue her items are cheaper. I agree, but it's still an item. And yes, going for that death dance here, which is gonna mitigate a lot of burst coming from the Fizz. So he's probably able to just. I mean, I don't think he'll sideline because he doesn't have teleport, but he's gonna be an absolute menace in the team fight, especially if the Dragon Riders can land those multi-man ultimates, which he is able, or he has to do that at the Fizz. Will ult in.
Cage Reaper in trouble here as he goes down to Lightning, and they're going to get this tier 2 mid tower, which is going to be really good for any kind of priority, especially as the Soul's coming up in a little bit.
Absolutely.
Dragon Rider in trouble though. He does have his ultimate, so he's not too bad off, but he had to back off for a bit there.
If you look at the itemization coming in, we have 2, 3. It's gonna be 3 probably tank items on Dragon Rider, which is gonna make him absolutely killable. Actually, until Kog'Maw gets his 3rd item, which he will get soon. And I mean, okay, I guess a lot of magic damage coming in. He will be building that Abyssal Mask to mitigate some of the damage. Or not Abyssal Mask. Is that Abyssal Mask? That's Abyssal Mask. Yeah, Abyssal Mask to mitigate that damage and also boost his damage. 2 people instead of his ultimate. So that will also boost Alexa's damage, which is also very good for the side of the Chicken Riders. And okay, we have Artisan coming completely for the Lulu here. He's gonna build into the next item, which will either be I don't think that goes to Redemption, so that probably goes to. Actually, I don't even remember what it goes to. As a support main, Sunny, what do you think? What does that go into the Finnish Codex? What does that go?
Finnish
that
Codex?
Could be useful. Yeah, Finnish Codex.
I don't know. The only thing I can think of is I believe the Morellas, but nobody builds the Morellas anymore.
The armor coming out. So I think that's either gonna be Banshees, which is really unlikely, or it's gonna be that support item that gives MR. The thing that heals. I think it's Athene's Unholy Grail is what that built into. I'm not sure, so don't quote me on it. Like no one clipped this, but I think so. And yeah,
we'll see if your gander is right.
Yeah, we'll see if I'm right, which unlikely, but you know, what is likely though is the continuous domination of the Chicken Riders as they are even more ahead. Now, don't count the this team out. I'm just saying they're in a really good position right now, the Chicken Riders, and I feel like as long as no mistakes are made, it's their game. They got their carries insanely fed, and they have a very strong, very linear, very straightforward team fighting team that is going to be very hard to play around, but it's possible to play around. So we can hopefully see some exciting action from in terms of playing around the advantages of, or playing against the advantages of the Chicken Riders by this team. Hopefully we'll see some of that. But
now with
right
Soul coming up in a minute and a half, if the Chicken Riders do manage to lose the Soul because they're at Soul Point, how much how badly do you think that skews their chances of winning against the Kog'Maw in this late game?
I think the game will be over if they get Soul, because what happens is that you'll get Soul, and then you'll have Elders coming up. So with Elder basically 6 minutes away, if they get this dragon, I don't think Kog'Maw will really come online in 6 minutes. As I think you need about 4 items to really 1v9, and I feel like with 4 items being they're getting to those 4 item stage by both the carries of the Chicken Riders. I just think that they're in a down position to take the Elder Dragon if they get this dragon, and to take this fight. So I think they're in a good position to win this fight and win the Elder Dragon fight. That's going to happen in 5 minutes if they win this fight, which is probably, and that's the game in my opinion. And things are not looking good for this team.
Yeah, so this team really, really doesn't want Chicken Riders to get this next dragon. They want to contest it as much as they possibly can. So we'll definitely be looking at a huge scale team fight within the next minute or so, since the dragon's going to be up now.
Alrighty.
In that case, flashes in, gets huge damage onto Aoka. Aoka is taken down, but also the Monte Carlo method is taken down, so that hugely skews their chances of getting this next dragon. In that case, is getting low, but he's also fighting back super hard. He does get taken down by the Yasuo, and Mekit is on the run. Run, Mekit, run! Run, Lulu! Lulu flashes out, but is unable to escape as the Caitlyn does get that ultimate off onto the Lulu, and the dragon goes over to the side of the Chicken Riders. They now have Soul
I
Point.
believe that will be the game as they're gonna go for the Baron. I don't see how the I don't like the Kog'Maw is kind of gonna be their win condition here. They need to get that Kog'Maw ahead to 1-5, but as you can see from these team fights, the Kog'Maw is suddenly being zoned by Yasuo Windfall. And those wins were so clutch, they just completely destroys Kog'Maw. And just for 4 seconds, Kog'Maw's not a champion, and basically we're just shadow roaming Kog'Maw for 4 seconds, and that's really huge. That allows you to break up their front line and basically make it so that Kog'Maw is gonna have to fight in a team fight where he's gonna be down numbers, and I just don't see them being able to really do anything in this game based on how Baby's been playing. I think he's just super dominant with Yasuo and really not letting anything happen.
Dragon Riders
that could
might be in trouble. He does get
3
knocked
members
up.
will be committed onto
He's
this
running
here.
away.
Also, wait, the Sharks will...
Aoka's here though, she can provide support for the Dragon Rider as Cage Reaper is desperately trying to get this kill down, and he does manage to get the kill. Run, Aoka, you're in danger now. Cage Reaper gonna dash forward, but is rooted by the
Good
Lux.
binding here. Yeah, it was very sick binding. And it's not looking good. Again, I mean, that was a good kick onto the Dragon Rider, but at what cost? They're able to lose a lot of farm, I think, through that bot wave. And overall, still a positive trade for them. But the game is just going downhill so fast, and I don't think it's really going to matter. Remember, so with Infernal Soul and Mountain Soul, it's actually not that calculate the approximate value of those souls, and I feel like from experience in Below Hell, that typically they're worth around at least 500 gold per person, arguably up to 1,000 gold when you think about it. It depends on how much resistance they have. But that means that, in theory, if we neutralize the soul and just put the 4 dragons versus the 1 dragon, and we don't get the soul, there's ahead so much.
Chicken Sandwich might be in danger. Cage Reaper has to use the Zanyas in order to avoid being killed, but still gets taken out. In that case, and Monte Carlo method jumping onto Baby. Can Baby escape this? They managed to turn it around and take out both the Monte Carlo method, and they're going to take out the Nutcase as well, and they look to be pushing the inhibitors.
I can't believe that will be the game, in my opinion, because Baron and 2 people dead with 30+ second death timers on multiple members when I was in the beginning of that sentence anyways, is going to probably be enough for the Dragon Riders to take this 2-0 match against this team. It looks like they will be able to have solidified their name in the top of the standings. Chicken Riders will take down this team in a 2-0 match, and the second game honestly was pretty dominating once we get past 20 minutes. First game was much closer, and I mean the first game I was scared for both teams as anything could happen, but I feel like with this game, once they got 3 dragons, once they were ahead, once their Caitlyn became just fed outright, there was just really nothing that this team can do, and I think that this was doomed past 25 minutes, and as soon as they got Soul, I feel like the game was just completely over, and it was over, and it's pretty unfortunate. So who do you think is going to be the MVP of this match on the side of, or of this game, sorry, on the side of Chicken Riders?
Honestly, I can't really decide. I think that the frontline Malphite was able to block a lot of the damage, but I also think that Baby did really well on staying even in that mid lane and then doing a lot of damage. Obviously, the Caitlyn did a huge amount of damage. I think it was close to 15 kills or something like that. So between those 3, I think I would probably go for the Caitlyn though, because she did so much more damage than the rest of the team.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down for the Caitlyn as well. I mean, she's just so fed and so powerful, just kind of chunking out multiple members with just one or two auto attacks and her positioning. Both of these games were pretty good. Well, the last game was less good than this game, but this game, that was pretty good. Actually, I feel like the Caitlyn plays in the series both did really well in terms of positioning, which allowed them to do quite well. Although one did lose, but I think in the game where the Caitlyn lost, I don't think the Caitlyn was necessarily at that big of a fault. I felt like that was just giving the opponent too many dragons, but that's game one. Let's talk about that. What do you think is the ace of this game, Sunny, for this team?
Honestly, I don't know. I'm kind of curious to hear your opinion, since I did give the MVP.
Oh, you didn't get my MVP. Okay, my MVP was Caitlyn as well. Honestly, pretty simple. And for ace, honestly, I have to give it to him in that case. He made some good plays top lane. He wasn't able to dominate, but neither was the rest of his team. And I feel like he was the one that's closest to dominating. He was able to create some pretty entertaining dives in the top lane. That was very well played by him, baiting Dragon Riders in, or baiting the Dragon Rider in and shutting him down. But again, unfortunately, it's just very unfortunate, I guess, for the side of this team. Fizz got a bit behind in EXP and CS, which I think was a pretty big factor that allowed the Yasuo to go ahead on Power Strike and basically make him into a very, very strong monster champion. But I'm obviously not quite to the degree of Caitlyn, which just completely was able to just one-shot people, or I mean not one-shot, but be a significant DPS threat and be much more effective than the Kog'Maw. And the reason why the Kog'Maw's not effective is because of the Yasuo wind walls. So you have to give credit to Baby for those beautiful wind walls at the end. And you also have to give credit to Aoka with those light bindings that were, let's just say, they were not needed, but they really helped. They were already way too ahead, but those light bindings were able to just kind of seal the deal. And yeah, that's just excellent play by her.
Definitely providing a lot of the backup in case things went wrong, which they didn't for the most part. But having that kind of fallback is definitely a good thing to going forward with mental in this kind of game.
So I think that will be it for this broadcast. Unless Sunny has anything to say, I think that will be it. This will be the only game happening, so the stream will probably end in the next couple of minutes. So we hope you enjoyed this game and you weren't too annoyed by what I said. And yeah.
All right. Yes. So we are going to be hopefully live tomorrow, but for those of you who came out to this live game, thank you for sticking around. Thank you for supporting our players, the teams who have been playing, and big shout out to Faded, who did most of the solo casting for this game. But yeah, we are going to sign off for the night, and we hope to see you for some more games tomorrow.